man, so the chart you're looking at here is, of course, Phantom, up over 218% from our local lows just weeks ago. And this is why, if you're not in the market, you are missing out on major surges on many altcoins. Bitcoin dominance falling, altcoins are ripping. We're going to jump into the charts. I'm going to share with you the trade I'm in right now, what I'm doing in this market, and how I'm taking advantage of this market. Yesterday, Jerome Powell delivered a 25 basis point rate hike. This is slower than the 50 basis point previously, and now the markets are expecting a path towards one final rate hike in March, followed by a pause. People are starting to see green shoots of recovery. We just had yesterday Facebook Meta surge up 20% after positive Q4 earnings and announcing a $40 million buyback. Huge things going on in the traditional markets. We're starting to see a shift in mindset, in appetite, and risk is slowly rotating back on. And that is why it's important right now more than ever. We are not sitting there. There's still a bunch of you sitting there being soppy, wishing that, this falls back down just because you didn't get your entries. We've been shouting this for ages. If you're sat on the sidelines missing out on 220% gains on some of these altcoins, you need to be asking yourself, why were you in this volatile asset class? If you sat through the bear market and you're scared to get back in, you've gone through that bear market for no reason, guys. And that's the scary bit. You've got to be able to get in the market. And this is why throughout the bear market, I said I'm not that person that wants to jump in the market, jump out the market, because I know myself personally that I'll miss this. I will not time it. Emotions will get in the way. That is why if I've got high conviction in a play, what is it that I do? I keep DCAing. I hold through thick and thin. I keep DCAing unless my fundamental convictions in a project change. And that is where you start to benefit from this. So two things going on right now here on the Phantom chart. You can see obviously it's exploding here on the 4-hourly, but I want to zoom in to show you guys the exact pattern, which I was tweeting out. Guys, if you're not in my Twitter, if you're not in the Telegram, it's completely free. The links are in the description. Make sure you're following me on Twitter and you're in the free Telegram channel, because I post these insights before they happen. I shared this triangle pattern on the 5-minute chart, and I showed you guys literally earlier today that this is coming to an apex, and I took my trade. Huge breakout. I put the first price target at this line where I trimmed profits because that's the peak here, and we broke straight through this up towards 61 cents, and now you're getting a little bit of cooling off. That's absolutely fine. Let's see if it retests this level and see if the momentum continues to the upside. One thing is for sure here on Phantom, the momentum has been insane. Look at this. Let's bring out our EMA ribbon. Every time holding its EMA ribbon, flipping it back, consolidating into the EMA ribbon, moving again. Do not be surprised to see another consolidation before potentially another leg to the upside. Up 5% at the moment here on Phantom. Other altcoins are moving as well. You got Polygon Matic making a nice move here on the hourly chart, bouncing here from its EMA ribbon and the 200 EMA and getting a nice move to the upside, now consolidating again. Guys, do not chase green candles, right? Do not chase these green candles. In this channel, in this community, we do not have green candle disease. We buy from positions of strength. The FOMO is going to be kicking in hard right now. I know exactly what you guys will be feeling. If any of you were watching me through last year, what did I say? What did I say? I know I said this to our members as well. Guys, it's so difficult in a bear market. You're going to be so impatient. It's going to be so difficult to buy. But trust me, you're going to be bored of me. You're going to be bored of me in the bull market because everything is going to be green. And you're going to wish there were entries, and there's not going to be any entries because the price just keeps getting away from you. Greed is now in the market. 60 here on the fit in greed. And you're starting to see that excitement come back to the market. And that poses a new challenge. If you only entered crypto in a bear market, you are feeling feelings and emotions which you've not feeling before. You've not felt these before, right? Now you're trying to get an entry and prices are just running away from you. And this is where you need to have that patient mindset, but also the mindset of, you know what, if there's a sunk cost, there's a sunk cost. And that's a decision you have to make. No influencer is going to make it for you because they're just going to shout out sensationalism. That's what they're going to do now. We've been through these cycles before. The YouTubers are going to come out, and I'm a YouTuber ironically here, but they're going to come out and they're going to say Bitcoin to 100,000, Phantom to $10, and all this sensationalism because it sells. But the reality is you guys need to decide, do you have conviction in the project? And if you do, what levels are you going to add at, and be patient. Let the price come to you, set your limits, be a bit methodical with it, write down your plan and execute on that plan to add to it. Because the reality is, if you think a Phantom project is going to go up to levels such as what I have here on my weekly chart, let's just pop this out here on the weekly. Let me just show you the kind of levels that we're working with here on the Fibonacci retracements. That just to get to my Fibonacci ratio, I'm expecting Phantom comfortably to get to $2.34 to $2.45. All-time high, I also think will be comfortable, which brings you back up to $3.69. So if I think that personally, then even now, even though it doesn't feel like it, these are still good prices. And that sounds crazy because you guys saw Phantom at 19 cents. I was DCAing at 19 cents, right? But that's based on your conviction. If you genuinely think it's going to go to these levels and you have the conviction that it will, then you still need to be trying your best to accumulate. And that's the challenge with crypto. I find this is one of the hardest things. When the markets are down, I've gotten used to adding, right? I know when there's blood on the streets, I add, and I'm used to that. The harder bit is as this is running, as Phantom goes to $1, $1.50, how do I keep the discipline to keep DCAing and keep adding? Because now I've been spoiled. I've been spoiled with 19-cent Phantom. Now, one rule I will keep in mind is I will not chase green candles. What do I mean by that? That doesn't mean I'm not going to add. It means I will add in positions of strength. Whenever the bears have their moment, because the bears will have moments of success. Right now, we've obliterated them, right? They had a little bit of moment here, consolidating us, a little bit of moment here. But at some point, it's logical to expect we will have a decent little bit of a move by the bears where they try to short, they try to pose a little bit of challenge. And at those points, I'll be looking to accumulate my bags. I'll try to do it from positions of strength. Now, tweets from Cronje. Why Phantom? Right? Because we can sit here, you can look at the TVL, you can see that Phantom, this looks horrible, right? A lot of projects are like this. The DeFi lock, total value locked, has just completely fallen off a cliff. Every project went through that. But now look, if we zoom in to where we're at now, look at this recovery here. You're sitting here at levels at the bottom in January of 400 million, and now you're climbing up to close to 600 million in TVL. That's a big percentage increase and shows that the TVL is starting to recover. Money, if you look at the 7-day change here, 12% on Spooky Swap, 15% flows going back into Guys Finance, Beethoven 16%. I've seen it from the community as well. People are starting to feel a little bit comfortable again. They're looking at yield farming. They're looking at how to get money. And all these things we're going to start talking about now that this bear market is over. Throughout this bear market, what were we saying? We were saying, guys, just stay away from any of these risky plays. Right now, we do not know which projects are solvent, which exchanges are solvent, which yield farm are solvent. We don't know what's going on. So just sit it out, get through this, hold on to your coins, and then when the market starts to improve, then we can start getting a little bit more excited. So for me now, I'm feeling a little bit more confident to start getting into the altcoins, accumulating, make sure my bags are packed and ready to load. Look, this bull market's not just going to come out of nowhere, right? I've made videos explaining that this is not just going to run into the next bull market. It's going to take time. It's going to be slow. But I think the bottom is behind us, right? And I think even Jerome Powell yesterday is speaking to that extent and giving markets the confidence that the disinflationary process has started. The economy is still showing some signs of strength. And unless we do something silly, we shouldn't be throwing ourselves into a deep recession. We might enter a small, mild technical one, but we shouldn't be entering a deep one. And that's giving markets a lot of confidence. Now, a few other things. Why should we like Phantom? Well, let's just hear it from Cronje, right? One of the greatest minds in the DeFi space. He did a 13-part tweet storm, which you guys can go read, but he says fastest confirmation times. He says true finality, right? We're speaking about this block finality. You've got a lot of chains which have high throughput, lots of transactions per second, but they're not able to push through block finality. That's a problem. Phantom says they solve that. Synchronous RPC. Gas monetization. This is huge, guys. Allow your team to earn revenue from gas fees. Think about the YouTube model, right? What made YouTube kick off is they give creators a share of the revenue, and that incentivizes them to create. Why are we creating content? You can get a percentage of the ad revenue. Same here in Phantom. Genius model. Monetize the gas and allow dApp developers to build on your apps. Remember, this layer one space, you've got to have great technology. You can't have downtime. It's got to be, state-of-the-art technology. Granted. And there's a lot of blockchains with great state-of-the-art technology nowadays, right? Not many of them are archaic because they're new. But then what stands you apart? How do you then attract the dApp developers? It's through things like this and initiatives like this, which is very, very clever by the Phantom team. Gas subsidies, allowing users to onboard without needing Phantom. Okay, wallets without Phantom can interact with your dApp. This is huge. Allow people to onboard and experience the ecosystem without necessarily having to go buy Phantom, put it in your wallet before you can actually engage with the ecosystem. Very smart. Point number 6, native smart wallets. Very good. Full Solidity and Viper compatibility. Sustainable funding and revenue. Okay, easy onboarding, that's very important. Proactive security, very good. Legacy. Phantom is the oldest smart contract chain after Ethereum, operating for 4 years with 99.9% uptime. A lot of people are sleeping on this, guy. So this is one of the things that gave me a lot of confidence when nobody was talking about Phantom years ago, to not only invest my own money, but then eventually after a little while, I started making videos on it as well. Right? So for me to talk about a project, like obviously I have conviction in it. One thing to put my money in, but to be talking about it on top means I have double conviction, which is what you've seen throughout this bear market and now. right? So great project, been around for a while, and you can go through the rest of the points. A 30-year runway, right? This is really important. This runway is actually increased now. So the 30-year runway is what they were doing at the old pricing. Now the price has just doubled and some more. The runway is definitely extended here on Phantom in terms of the amount of money they've got to just keep going. And that's a hidden risk for a lot of layer one platforms. They're like a startup, right? If you don't have money to keep going until you solve the problem, you could be wiped out before you ever get there. So positive signs here for Phantom. Few other altcoins which you want to be looking at, which are moving today. You got Avalanche up 8%, breaking through at a very important level. Again, I tweeted this, guys. You're missing out on these things. I tweeted this consolidation pattern. I said this level is going to be important. We need to bounce from this level. We got that bounce from the 21.8 level here on Avalanche. Also, Render has been unstoppable right now. Again, same patterns, consolidating into the EMA ribbon, moving, consolidating into the EMA ribbon, bouncing off again. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you don't know how to get this EMA ribbon set up, ijaz.uk/TA, free TA course. I put all my TA, what it took me 10 years plus to learn from traditional finance, from investment banking, all the traditional tricks and tools and tips, all put into one course, which is free. ijaz.uk/TA. Please take advantage of that. Optimism also moving. Nice big move here on Optimism a couple of hours ago. Now consolidating, but consolidating in an upwards manner. Shows the bullish bias of the market. Now, incidentally, Bitcoin is not taking part just yet. Bitcoin's having a little bit of a cooling off period, which is interesting, right? It's letting the altcoins have their moment. You can see Bitcoin dominance is down 0.7 as well, but Bitcoin's still trying to break through 24,000. But good news, right? What have we got? We got a high. We got a higher high and a higher high, and we got a higher low. Very good. We are uptrending slowly, okay, guys? We have managed to get out of this purple channel now and work our way. I want to see this support come in and us continue to get 24, hold it, and work our way upward. Let's bring out the EMA ribbon. You can see we've got that in our favor. On the daily chart, you can see that the EMA ribbon is also in our favor. Look how extended we are from that EMA ribbon. Now, of course, whilst the whole market is euphoric, I wouldn't be me if I didn't share with you the risk cases, right? There's no point us getting super excited. I'm in the market, I'm taking trades, I'm enjoying it, but we need to pay attention to the elephant in the room, which I want to say is the weekly EMA ribbon. Look at this weekly EMA ribbon. Ever since this relief rally started on this weekly candle, I did say this is a bear market rally. We're rallying against the tide, and we continue to be that from a technical perspective. Now, in an amazing way, we're starting to see that the trends and the shift from the macroeconomics are suggesting we're getting out of a bear market rally, and we formed our bottom, and we should be able to start our Nike tick recovery, right? Think of a Nike tick. You fall sharply, which is what we did in 2022, and then a slow recovery sloping upwards, right? Something like this. You kind of fall here, and then you have a slow recovery upwards. That's the kind of pattern we're looking at here for the recovery. The resistance will come from this EMA ribbon. So we are not out of the woods here until we clear this EMA ribbon, which is at 25,800 roughly. Okay, we've got a couple of weeks, maybe this week and the week after, but we need to work our way here. And do not be surprised to see bears sat here shorting this level. They will not give up this level easy. And I'll be very surprised if Bitcoin just blasts through this level, but we will need good volumes. If you look at the last 3 weeks here, the volumes have actually started declining. So I want to see that volume come back. I want to see momentum come back in, because this is the final stand for the bears. Once we get through this level, I can see us filling a gap quite quickly, because if you look at this weekly chart, look how quickly we fell. All the way from those levels of 41, 42,000, we fell sharply. So if we can clear this resistance where this volume is traded around this line, I think we can have a nice, powerful, fast move, which the bears will struggle to keep us in a box at this point. But their last stand will be the CMA ribbon. So let's not get carried away just yet. We have to respect the trend. We have to respect that we still are in the bearish trend until we clear this weekly. But the direction's looking good. The daily chart is looking good. Nice and extended above our EMA ribbon. Again, even on the daily, I'm not too averse to price needing to come down. If it needs to come down, even down to 22, that makes me very comfortable. I literally have no concern. If the Bitcoin price wants to come back down to its EMA ribbon, I would happily top up some more and I'll be ready for the next leg to the upside. And in fact, it's healthier to touch your EMA ribbon. Since we broke, we've not come into our EMA ribbon, not even a little bit, right? Something like that is far more healthier than the move we're seeing now. It shows the euphoria coming into the market and how quickly that FOMO and that greed comes back into the market when it's ready to come back in. So there you have it, guys. Crazy day in the market. All coins are moving. And that's my message to you guys. is to not let your mood from last year affect your decisions today. Wipe it clean, make decisions based on the data in front of you. That's really important, guys. I don't want to get to this point where the market starts to go and just leave you like a bus which is going and you're like, I can catch a bus, I can catch it, there's going to be opportunity, it's going to come back, it's going to come back, and it never come back to the bus stop to pick you up. There is no guarantee that this will pull back at that weekly EMA ribbon, and that's important. So you guys need to decide, do you think things will get really bad? Because there are some people shouting from the rooftops that this is going to fall lower than 15,500. We're going to go to 10,000 on Bitcoin, 8,000 on Bitcoin. Phantom's going to come back to 15 cents. If you believe that, then maybe it makes sense for you to be out of the market. But if you have conviction that these projects are going to run and that the macro economy is actually starting to shift, then that's a decision for you to make. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you appreciate these timely updates with TA, smash up likes. Don't forget to subscribe as always. Check out the links in the description. Go watch this video here, and I'll see you in the next one.